What is the worst hypnotherapy technique you could ever learn? There isn't one. For me, it's all down to the therapist. You can have, I don't even know if this exists. Let's just imagine for a second that there is one hypnotherapy process, one hypnotherapy protocol that is way better than anything else out there. Now, you can take that process and put it with a fabulous hypnotherapist. They're going to get amazing results. You're going to put that process with a good hypnotherapist, and they're going to get good results. You know what I'm going to say now. You put that process with an average or a hypnotherapist who's really not motivated, he's just in it for the money, and you're going to get really piss poor results. You have to be invested. You have to want to help people. You have to get pleasure and joy and a buzz and a kick and all those kind of serotonin-y, responses to working with people. If you hate people, if you don't like working with people, then please don't become a hypnotherapist. Equally, if you're not very confident as a hypnotherapist, then get confident, because you being confident in the way you work by osmosis is absorbed by the client. They go, oh, wow, he knows what he's talking about. She's amazing. Yeah, look at the confidence. She really knows what she's doing. And you have to know what you're doing. You have to be an expert in your niche. This is why I keep harping on about having a niche. Because if you're trying to help everybody with everything, how can you be a specialist? How can you know the best way of treating this phobia or dealing with weight loss or dealing with X, Y, Z? Unless, of course, you're relying on scripts. And my problem with scripts is they're one size fits all. And every client that sits in front of you is different. Each client has a different reason for being where they are in that moment. So if you've got if you have a hypnotherapist that isn't confident, that is very nervous and shy and kind of very almost self-absorbed, they're not going to get great results for their clients. Equally, you get somebody coming in who's really brash and over the top and all the rest of it, they're not going to get great results because they're going to batter the client. They're going to, they're going to really overwhelm the client, and the client is not going to get the results. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're not going to be happy. Again, this is where that know, like, and trust is so important. Clients got to know you, they're going to like you, and most of all, they have to trust you. So when you're working in a session, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to exude confidence. If you're very timid and looking down and avoiding eye contact and speaking very mumbly, then the client, that's not exuding confidence. The client's going to be doubtful. Also, if you kind of sit down and go, okay, let's get started, we're going to go right now, that can be quite intimidating, because as soon as you say to someone about anything, let's get started, the client's going to put their guard up. Oh, what's going to happen? And that's one of the beautiful things about conversational hypnotherapy. You can go, hi, Paul. How are you doing? What's been going on? And then you're straight into a conversation. And the client isn't even aware that you started the process. In fact, if you're doing a strategy call properly, you started the therapy process during the strategy call. And one of the biggest challenges there is that you don't complete and finish the therapy before they had a chance to pay you and get into the session. So from my perspective, there is no such thing as the worst hypnotherapy method ever. It's all down to the individual therapist. Brilliant, good, average, and bad. And if you are average and you want to get good, then practice, ask questions, get yourself some supervision, talk to people, become an expert in one particular niche. Now, just because you become an expert in one particular niche doesn't mean to say that other people won't come to you to ask about different things. Let me give you an example. One of my favorite phrases at the moment. Let me give you an example. I am a hypnotherapist. I train and mentor and coach other hypnotherapists. In fact, I'm running a training session in the middle of August, and all of my content is about that. But I'm still getting clients saying, Paul, I know you're doing this hypnotherapy training thing, but can you help me with X? Yes, of course I can. My website talks about lots of different areas. That's just for SEO to boost my presence in the world. But it still sends me, potential clients go, Paul, look, I know what your website says about being a therapist and doing this and that and helping other therapists, but I'm drinking too much. Can you help me stop? Or I'm eating too much. Or I've got this fear of flying. Or can you help me? And I'm going to go, yeah, why not? I want to help people. So if that person is brave enough to contact me out of the blue and go, Paul, can you help me? I'm not going to turn them away. So find a process that works for you, that you can work with, that you enjoy using, that doesn't necessarily rely on scripts and preparation and homework and recording stuff and all that gubbins. And then just get into it, pick a niche, get confident and practice, practice, practice so that you will become a brilliant / excellent therapist one day.